Hey, hello everyone. Another NBA season is close to ending. We've made it through this journey together, and now we're about to get ready for the playoffs. A couple of games away. Sixers are pretty much there. They're going to be in the third. They're going to be in third, and they're going to have to play Brooklyn. That's going to be an interesting series, and I'm curious to see how this goes. Brooklyn has a nice little young squad, plays good defense, but we'll talk about that on a later date. What we're going to talk about now is the MVP race. That I have to say has been one of the most annoying, overblown. TV generated situation for the past couple of years. And I have to say it's been a disingenuous conversation. In some sectors it's been toxic. I really don't care who wins the NBA MVP award. It's a regular season award, and I'm more concerned with what you do in the playoffs. With that said, though, I have to say that I've enjoyed the skill set from the players, whether it's Tatum, whether it's Jokic, whether it's Embiid, whether it's Giannis. And I've enjoyed what all these players has brought to the table during the season. With this conversation, though, we're narrowing it down to three: Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis. And me personally, if any of them win, I'm cool with it, because all of them bring different things that benefits the league, and also they have different skill sets that are different from each other. My problem with the conversation is that people are very disingenuous. Like, you don't have to tear down the other person to make your person that you root for looks good. I'm a Philly fan. I'm a Sixers fan. So yeah, there are some things I am biased towards Joel Embiid. Why? Because I see Joel Embiid every day. With that said, though, I still can appreciate how good Giannis and Jokic are. And some of this I have to sit there, and this goes on the NBA because they don't have a criteria, so people can make up these arbitrary criteria of why they think a person should be the most valuable player. You know, one year they're saying, head to head means something, and then next year they're saying head to head don't mean anything. And it's the evolution of the big man. We are seeing Jokic get a triple double. We've seen Giannis for years. He's pretty much like a point forward. He takes it coast to coast. He uses his strength, and he gets to the lane. And the way the league is called, it benefits him, because there was a time if he did it, he'd have been bludgeoned, and those hits would have pretty much made him not go into the lane. That's not the game that we're playing. So a lot of old heads can really stop complaining about that. When it comes to Embiid is the most skilled of the three. His game, he go inside, he go outside, he can take you off the dribble. I've watched Embiid do some things in the agility that he has that I'm sitting there like, you shouldn't be able to do that. Now, with Embiid really turning that mid-range game and that being at the foul line, having that shot almost automatic, it's a free throw to him. He do the pick and roll, he get it at their free throw line, either hit a jab, do a hezzy. You have to respect him shooting three. So then he's taking big men off the dribble. And with that, he's also taking small men off the dribble. So I am enjoying this. And I also know that it boils down to what camp that you're in. Jokic fans will want to sit there and say Embiid is hurt too much. I've heard one guy sit there and say, well, Jokic is just so good, his defense doesn't matter. But then he takes a shot at Embiid and saying Embiid is overrated because his defense is not really that good. My thing is this: you have to keep it consistent. If you're going to sit there and say that one person, their offense is so good that it doesn't matter, Embiid is scoring 35 a game. 33 a game. Embiid dropped a 40 piece on Jokic. His offensive game is very fluid. With Giannis, you know what you're going to get with Giannis. You're going to get a person that's going to drive and make the refs call foul or not. He's going to dunk on you. He's going to lay the ball up. And I love to see I love seeing that he's expanded his game to, shoot a three and shoot a little mid-range. Keep some people honest. And Giannis is the best player in the league. He is. So he's going to go through what LeBron is going through, what Michael Jordan is going through, people at the top of their game, that you're not going to get the MVP every year. Jokic, he's won back-to-back. There are some people that say, well, because he has better stats this year, that he should win it. Then you have some people sitting there saying that he should get it because he had a better, well, the thing with him and Embiid was just interesting because we'll sit there and say, well, he has a better record. But there was one year where he didn't have a better record. Then, because if you're going to go by record, it should be Giannis. And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying with this. You have a case for any of these any one of these three to win the MVP. I'm not going to be mad who wins it. I just don't like now when people are trying to sit there and say that Embiid begged for MVP. No, he didn't beg. The tide changed. Just like last year when Embiid was it last year? I think it was last year when Embiid, where they said he was the front runner, and then all of a sudden they played head to head, and then that tide changed from Embiid to Jokic. It's the same thing. And it also boils down what type of player that you like. Do you like a player that's just going to sit there and just score? Or do you like a player that's just going to sit there and facilitate and get everybody else in the game? It all depends what you like. Me seeing Joel Embiid play day in, day out, I'm more partial to that. And those who are in Denver who see Jokic play every day are more partial to that. I'm just enjoying it, and I'm going to continue enjoying it. I just look at it. Some of y'all dudes out there, some of y'all are really silly, and I just don't get it. I sit and think about it. Sometimes I just don't get it with fandom at all. Because some of y'all people, y'all acting like y'all that person's teammate or something. Like, damn, just enjoy it. Just enjoy the game for what it is, and enjoy these people's skill set. If the person wins it, if the person win it, they win it. I just really, to be honest, I can't wait for this MVP race is over, because then we can get rid of it, and then I can get to the playoffs, and then you can sit there and really see what people are about. Will the Sixers get to the Eastern Conference Finals? Don't know. Will Denver get to the Eastern Conference Finals? Don't know. We'll just sit here, and we're just going to sit here and wait and see. I just know I'm going to enjoy these playoffs and seeing how these players play and how they react. Because a lot of them have a lot to prove. Joe has something to prove. Jokic has something to prove. And we'll just see how this goes. Thank you for listening. If you like what you hear, subscribe, comment, help a brother out. I'm just learning this, and I'm going to just use this to improve. And if you have any comments, any critiques, or just go in the comments, we have a conversation about this, hey, feel free. I'm there to listen. I may respond to y'all, may not respond to y'all. I just like to grow something and see how this goes.